5'7" sophomore, number 2, Tamala Allen. A 5'9" freshman, number 12, Shamaya Allison. A 5'10" sophomore, number 20, Trisha Suttle. And a 6'1" freshman, number 21, Teresa Hurd. Head coach for Wallace Community College is Dr. Yolanda Randolph, assistant coach Letty Hansberry. And now the starting lineup for the Parsons of Snead State Community College. She's a 5'10" freshman, number 2, Shayla Devine. A 5'7" sophomore, number 4, Lamaya McGrew. A 5'3" sophomore, number 11, Caitlin Hill. A 5'9" sophomore, number 23, Nyla Mays. And a 6'1" freshman, number 30, Tazzy Harris. The head coach for Snead State is Kitty Hill, assistant coach LeBron Pratt. This is the second semifinal of this tournament. The winner will go on to face Czech Valley for the championship.
Hi, everybody. Welcome in as we get set for the second of 2 semifinal matchups. The number 3 seeded Patriots of Wallace Selma and your number 2 seed Parsons from Snead State. Hi, everybody. Robert Williamson set to bring you the coverage. It is the Patriots in possession. These two teams kind of like the preceding matchup that featured the Coyotes and the Pirates. These two teams have seen a lot of each other over the course of the last 10 days or so. But I can assure you that none of the prior meetings were as significant as this one. I guess we need to get this one into the first stanza. Do we not? Still got corner up from the prior game. There we go. Corner number 1, 2-zip ball game. Wallace Selma with the advantage in the ball game that preceded. Coyotes nearly pulled off the upset. Came to within 6. In this one, you got Wallace Selma trying to pull off the upset. Meanwhile, Parsons hoping to join the Pirates in the championship game tomorrow afternoon. Given down low, and there is the foul committed. Picking up the personal is Trisha Suttle. And then we'll have Nyla Mays shooting. Nyla Mays, Tazzy Harris, Jaylee Devine, Caitlin Hill, and Lamaya McGrew, all part of the starting 5 for the Parsons of Snead State.
She makes the second.
Down low off the glass.
Hurd. 2-point field goal.
Reciprocating buckets in a 5-4 ball game. Parsons. Taking a look at the starters for Wallace Selma. Jaquasha Hurd on the floor. As that is brought to the other end of the floor and providing the defense is Tamila Allen.
Foul is on number 2.
So obviously you've got Allen on the floor as well. Jemiah Allison checking in from Wallace, Selma.
She misses the first.
Jakiria Robinson. And then your last starter on the floor. As we await the free throw, and the shot is up and good. Tricia Suttle. Four contest. Snead stayed with both their men and women into the semifinals. Men the number 2 seed. Ladies the number 2 seed. Wallace Selma in on virtue of a coin toss. Wound up the year tied with Coastal Alabama North. Then got in compliments of the toss. Harris is fouled. And Jakrusha Hurd picking up the personal, her first. And that has got Harris at the stripe. Wallace Selma coming in with a 7-5 conference mark. Snead State 10-2. The only Snead State losses were to Chat Valley, the conference's unbeaten team. Allison walking it down the floor. Working it down low, banked it off the glass. Put back is there. And it's a 1-point game. Shot down the floor by Hill into the corner to Devine. That is McGrew. 3-ball not there, tipped out of bounds, last touched by Hill. I checked that. That is going to be Allen that got a piece of it, tipped it out of bounds. Both she and Hill reaching. And Allen the last to touch it. It will remain Parson basketball. Mays with a miss, tipped over to Devine. Harris putting up the 3. Rattles it in and out. Patriots with the basketball. And an extra step while putting on the brakes. And it'll be Parsons with the basketball. Hill giving to McGrew. Into the corner it goes to Devine. Perimeter 2, air ball. Allison laying it up, not in, follow up good. Patriots with the advantage. Hill thinking about a half-court toss. Instead, puts it on the floor with the dribble. McGrew down low, Mays. A little bit short. Bourne grab by Allen. Goes top of the key. Back over to Allen, the 5'7" sophomore from Mobile, and there is a Patriot 3 from Allen. Lob down low. Off the glass. No good for Harris. Battle for the loose ball. She and Hurd, Harris and Hurd battling for it. And the jump ball will keep possession of the basketball on this end of the floor. The only upset thus far of your play at Montevallo was last night's 5 beating of 4. Reed State, a 69-67 winner over 4th-seeded Enterprise State in men's quarterfinal action. In play to Mays. Mays with a miss. Rebounded by Allison. Puts it up from outside of the paint off the rim. Another rebound, though, but thrown away. McGrew on the other end of the floor, able to get by Patriots and lay it in. And that has got us to a Patriot timeout. 5:15 to play. Half number one, quarter number one. And it is the Patriots on top by 2.
Played some travel ball, you've shared the videos. Mom and dad can only root so much. It's time to get real interest from the colleges and scouts in your area right where you live. That's why the Showcase Series is different. We're not just another tournament, we're an advancement event where you get real-time exposure with live TV coverage of our games that get you seen directly by the coaches you want to impress from anywhere in the world. Register for events at showcaseseries.org. It's your turn at bat.
Just about halfway through the opening stanza. And 11-9, Wallace Selma lead. In the last of the ladies' semifinals, the men will take to the hardwood next. Coastal Alabama North and Reed State toss down low. That is Griffin. Griffin, the Pinson, Alabama product. I mentioned that these two teams have faced one another twice in the last 10 days or so. Snead State winning both of those. But Wallace Selma, at least thus far, able to put those losses behind them. As Griffin shoots. A long way to go in this one, though. Wallace Selma coming in with a 10-15 overall mark. Losers of 3 in a row. On the other hand, you've got Snead State, winners of 8 straight. 20-6 overall, 10-2 in the conference. It is turned over and taken to the glass. And a whistle and foul.
Foul is on number 4, McGrew.
Paris Morgan has checked into the game. McGrew picking up the foul.
Garcia, Harris.
Also Garcia checking in. Emma Garcia.
For the Parsons, Allen shooting 2.
Allen, the sophomore from Mobile. Missing on the first of 2. Couple of misses. This has not been a friendly arena to the free throw shooter. Haven't seen many games in which any team was particularly successful. Missed down low by Jemiah Hill. And it'll be the Patriots with the basketball, a little too strong with the toss. Down low. Trying to get it into the hands of Settle. And it'll be Parson basketball put in play to Hill. Over to Garcia, into the corner it will go. Harris back to Hill. I mentioned get a couple of Hills on the floor for the Parsons. Caitlin and Jemiah. And that is Paris Morgan with a 3. Garcia with a rebound. Out front to Hill. Into the paint. And a jump ball call. Possession arrow takes us the other way. Meanwhile, Laterica Edwards from Selma, Alabama, checking into the ball game for the Patriots. Nyla Mays back into the game for Snead State. Had an opportunity to do the Snead State-Reed State homecoming game for the Parsons, and Mays had a 30-point performance that night in just about everything. Fed into the corner. Off the mark with a 3 try. That was Jailer Smith. Given over to Hill. Hill leans in. Rebounded by Allison. A little bit short on the Smith try. Hill coming up with a rebound. Fed down low to Hill. Harris back to another of the 2 Hills. And Caitlin Hill puts up the 3. Cuts it to a 2-point game with 2:11 to go in the first. Smith with the drive off the rim in glass. Put back not there for Griffin. How about a 3rd try? It won't drop either. Garcia with the rebound. And Griffin committing the foul. That'll be charged to Griffin, the foul. The sophomore from Pinson, Alabama. Snead State with the basketball. Hill giving to Garcia. Packet goes to Hill. Garcia shooting the 3 off the rim. Loose ball retrieved by the Parsons. Hill with it. Works her way into the paint, trying to thread a very, very tight window. Hill going the other way. Got the pass to the lead receiver, and that is Harris. And we're knotted up at 14. That'll be a foul called on Hill. Hill just using one hand to kind of grasp the hip of the Patriot and use the other to reach around. And charged with a foul. Allison coming back into the game. Allen to put it in play from the baseline. Also Shelby McAllister coming into the ball game for the Patriots, the Tuscaloosa sophomore. As it is put in play from the baseline. Less than a minute to go in the first. Got it out front to McAllister. Hill trying to reach in and take it away, commits the foul.
Wallace basketball from the sideline.
Put in play from the sideline. Smith sending it into the paint and is picked off by Mays. Hill to McGrew. McGrew at the timeline right side. Hill over to Garcia. Garcia for 3 off the rim. Rebounded by Allison. And Allison banks it off the glass, breaks the 14 all-time. Hill to Harris. Back it goes to Harris, bringing it baseline. And that's just taken away. Allison took it away, and then it's taken right back by Harris, and Harris will bang it off McAllister.
Basketball from the sideline.
McGrew with 3 left on the first quarter clock, drops it in, and it'll be Snead State, who is behind the bulk of the first, but will take the lead going into the second.
As we begin
10 minutes into the game, a Snead State lead of 1. Hill walking it into Parson territory. Their half of the floor gives over to McGrew. McGrew with a miss on the 3.
jump ball.
And you got a jump ball there in the paint.
Belongs to Wallace.
It will belong to the Patriots. Allen to put it in play from the baseline on the opposite end of the floor.
Oregon. With the ball game for Snead State.
Who will face Chat Valley tomorrow at noon? As we get into quarter number 2, that might have been a walk that Robinson got away with. Down low, a little bit short. Top side McGrew, open was Hill. Left side, opted not for the 3. Rocket shot over to Mays. Mays a little bit behind her intended target, McGrew. And it'll be Patriot basketball in a 1-point game. Allison with the drive and the 2. Turns it into a 1-point game. Hill giving to Morgan. Into the corner, Mays. Mays with a miss on the 3 try. Allison will take it the other way. Tipped over to the sidelines. Allison able to retrieve down low off Harris and out of bounds. Hey, by the way, if you did not know, we're trying to get to 6,000 YouTube subscribers by the end of February, and the end of February is tonight at midnight. So if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, man, would you make us happy? I would love to say that we've got, you know, prizes and gifts and a vacation, a brand new car, cabin in Gatlinburg to the 6,000 subscriber, but we don't have that kind of budget. But we would just be thrilled. 41 shy. Need 41 more by midnight. And when you subscribe, you get access to games, interviews, shows, conversations, clips. You're part of the community. And we're trying to grow our community.
She makes the second.
McGrew turns it into a 1-point Snead State lead. Allison picking up the dribble, goes into the paint. Over to Robinson. Robinson with a one-hander. From the corner, 3-ball off the rim. Rebounded by Devine. That is tipped out of bounds. Looked like Garcia was the sure recipient, and then all of a sudden, from out of nowhere came Hearn. In play to Harris, off the glass. Well, basketball's the only thing we got for you today. 4 games from here in Montevallo. Tomorrow we've got a mix. I think it is baseball, softball, and basketball tomorrow. Harris coming up with a loose ball. Morgan to the other end of the floor, gives to Devine. McGrew back to Devine. At the elbow, Harris. Garcia launching the 3, and it will drop in. Parsons building a 6-point lead. Back it goes to Allison. And there is a timeout on the floor. Parsons with the lead after Selma led most of the first. But the Parsons taking a 6-point lead 3 minutes into the second. I will not say for sure, but I think those may be officials that have refereed some of the prior games. Don't hold me to it. But they look familiar.
Wallace State basketball.
Back to the action. 7:05 to play in the half. By the way, coming up at halftime, a conversation with Dr. Michelle Ivey, AD at MMI, who also plays a role in a lot of the stuff that goes on here. Terrica Edwards, 5'9" freshman from Selma, going to the stripe for the Patriots.
She misses the first. Correction, it's that first team foul of the quarter.
Wallace Selma in the regular season, 2 conference losses to Snead State, 2 to Chat Valley, and 1 to Coastal North.
He makes the second.
And that's their 7-5 mark in conference play. 10-second violation.
Wallace State basketball.
And the Patriots will have possession. Put in play from the near sidelines. That is Allison. To Robinson briefly, back to Allison. Love the facility here, by the way. First time ever for me inside the gymnasium at the McChesney Student Activity Center. Last year, D2 played their semis and championship at Bishop State in Mobile. And I think the quarterfinals were actually at the higher seed. This year, the quarters and semis and finals all brought here. And where it will be next year, we do not know. Talks underway. There are rumors, maybe, talk of it going to the capital city, but we'll see. Hill with a miss on the 3. Garcia able to come up with a rebound. Top side, Devine missing on the 3 try. Harris flies in, picks it up, draws the foul. Foul committed by Jada Griffin. And that'll be 2 on Griffin. Meanwhile, Harris at the stripe shooting.
And Harris at the line shooting 2. She makes the first.
And good to have Mark Richard, former AD at Snead State, watching on the other end of the coverage. Mark, I've been looking for you in the stands. Haven't seen you yet. As it is thrown away by McAllister. Of course, you know, if Martin gets out, I mean, then you got to call additional security, the fans, you know, the autograph requests. You know, so that may be Mark just, you know, kind of looking after the rest of the folks here, respecting their rights to privacy. Mays with a bucket drew the foul too.
Foul is on number 11, Edwards, first team, 4.
And while we are talking about ADs, our thoughts and prayers with the family of Casey Underwood, current AD at Snead State. His father passed away recently. And we are certainly sad to hear and extend our condolences.
Wallace State basketball.
Wallace Selma with possession. 7-point game, 5.5 to go in the half. Given over to McAllister. Works her way into the paint. Little razzle-dazzle. Couldn't finish it off. The follow-up no good either, but there is a foul.
Foul is on number 23, Mays.
That'll be Mays picking up the personal.
Team's second. Bird at the line shooting 2.
Heard the Alexander City freshman at the stripe. Everybody on the Wallace-Selma roster out of Alabama. Selma, Mobile, Tuscaloosa, Brookwood, Cuba, or is it Cuba? I think, is it Cuba or Cuba in Alabama? I think it's Cuba. Pinson, Marion, and Alexander City, all represented. I've been to Cuba, Alabama. As that is thrown out of bounds off the fingertips of Mays. Zipped into the paint. Hearn will bank it. Halfway through the quarter, it's a 28-24 game. Cinda McGrew, back it goes to Hill. Garcia firing it down low. McGrew from 4 feet out. Robinson to McAllister. That is Hurd from the elbow. Battered around. Down on the rebound is Harris. Eventually into the corner to an open Garcia. And she'll hit the 3. Pushes the lead out to 9 for the Parsons. Fed down low to Griffin. Griffin feeding into the paint. Loose ball retrieved by Hill. Back it goes to Hill. Into the paint. That is Mays, and Mays drawing the foul.
Foul is on number 21, Hurd. Her second personal, team's 5th. Mays at the line shooting 2.
So Mays shooting 2.
She makes the first.
And good to hear from Casey Underwood, the AD at Snead State, safely back in Alabama after the trip down to Florida. So Casey, good to have you back in Alabama. Watching the Parsons play on a Friday. What a feed to Harris. The no-look. McGrew gets the assist. Harris gets the 2. 13-point lead. Snead State starting to widen the gap. Took the lead going into the second stanza by 1. McAllister off the mark. Mays with a rebound. Kicks it over to Hill. Talk about a thread-the-needle pass. It's right on the money to McGrew from Hill. Stolen away. Hill's got it. Says, heck, I've threaded the needle once. Why not again? Out of bounds. McGrew. It was tipped out of bounds by a Patriot, so McGrew and company able to keep possession. With 2.5 to play in the half. As I mentioned, halftime, a conversation recorded prior to the start of the day with Michelle Ivey, the AD at MMI. It was the second take of a conversation with Michelle. Dean Myrick, the commissioner, literally pulled the plug on the first one. Inadvertently. Didn't know he had, but did. Harris picking up the foul. Morgan back into the game. Devine back in 2 for the Parsons. Garcia and McGrew going out. Hurd making the first of 2. From the spot that Central Alabama sits, but Central Alabama does not have a women's basketball team. So she goes to Wallace Selma to play a round ball. Harris back over to Hill. Devine with it, puts up the 3 off the rim. That is Morgan, gives to Hill, fires to Devine. Opposite corner, Mays, and Mays too strong. That'll roll into the corner, and Morgan will find the loose ball. Works it over to Hill. That is Devine launching the 3, rims it in and out. Put back by Mays, no good. How about a second try? It's no good either, but she winds up on the hardwood, the recipient of a Patriot foul.
That's our first personal. Teams in bonus. Mays at the line shooting 2.
So Mays shooting with a minute 26 left to play in the half. Coastal North and Reed State coming up. And we're running a little bit behind schedule, so it was originally slated for 4. Not going to happen at 4, I don't think. And in the nightcap, slated for 6, and I doubt that's going to happen either. But it'll be the men Parsons taking on MMI. Booted out of bounds by Devine. Allison to put it in play. In play to Robinson. Back it goes to Hurd. Hurd from the elbow, no good. And then they swatted out of bounds. Last touching a Patriot. I believe the Patriot that touched it was Subtle. So Mays puts it in play to Morgan. as we near the 1 minute mark. McGrew into the corner to Mays. Back in goes to McGrew. Opposite corner. 3-ball, no good for Miyamuso. Into the paint. Little side move to the right, little slide. Is that the electric slide, or is that going way back in time? But whatever it was 2 for Morgan. Got to travel by Robinson. Morgan to McGrew. And it looks like the Parsons would like to take the last shot of the half. They will go into the locker room at the half with a double-digit lead. How much of a double-digit lead, the question.
Foul on the play. Foul is on number 12, Allison.
And then it's Shemaya Allison picking up the foul.
Mays at the line shooting 2.
And Mays will shoot 2 with just a smidge over a second to play in the half.
She makes the first.
It was 1 point Snead State lead going into the second.
She makes the second.
It is a 19-point lead with a second to go in the half.
And ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the first half, the score, the Parsons from Snead State.
Well, it is halftime of the half.
And the Patriots.
A substantial Parson lead. 45-26. That conversation with the doctor, Michelle Ivey. It's coming up in 60 on JockJive.
Thank you.
Great to have with us as our halftime guest, Dr. Michelle Ivey, who is the AD at Marion Military Institute, as well as the Women's Region Director. And first of all, Michelle, thank you very much, because the people watching don't know this, but this is take 2.
Yes, it is.
Dean literally pulled the plug on us.
He did.
Yeah,
he did.
We were having such a lovely conversation, and
We were.
he comes up and ends that conversation.
That's right.
So here we go for a second time. Let's start with Women's Region Director, the duties that it entails.
Okay. So the major responsibility is to be the spokesperson for all of our women's sports teams within the conference, coaches, student athletes. So I'm the liaison between them and the national office. Serve on a couple sports committees, so I promote our student athletes, our teams, whether it's national polls, All-American awards. So I'm kind of the go-between between our region women's teams and the national office.
Now, as a result, you're obviously at national events frequently. So how do you, is it at every women's national championship that you go to, or are there select events that you go to?
Really, it depends on location. So full-time job at Marion, we have 11 sports, and so I go to all of our region, our conference tournaments to help out the commissioner, whether it's men's or women's. And so that takes a lot of time away from my duties at Marion. So very little at the national level. And that's just dependent upon location. If it's in the southeast region, I really try to make those. But if it's Texas, Arizona, Kansas, unless one of our teams is playing at Marion, I usually don't make those.
How did you become regions director for the women to begin with? I mean, what led you to that position?
Karen Reynolds, who was a longtime women's region director, previous commissioner, came to a basketball tournament and they said, "Hey, Michelle, we want to talk to you about a position we have open. It's assistant women's region director." Karen was kind of on her way out, retirement in a couple years. So it allowed me 2 years at the assistant position to go to the national convention to kind of see what goes on at the regional and national level. And then when Dean was hired, that was my transition from assistant region director to the head women's region director. So
there has been phenomenal growth in the ACCC, especially over the course of the last 5-10 years.
Yeah.
So does that just automatically add to your duties as a result?
Sure. And it's wonderful, especially on the women's side, the growth. That, especially with flag football coming in, volleyball has grown, cross country has exploded in the last few years. So it does add, but that's the good part of being so busy, is to see the explosion, especially on the women's side, to see more opportunity for women student athletes to get that opportunity.
You speak of explosion, and to me, that's a perfect term for flag football, because flag football there is this uncanny interest in flag football. It will start in the fall, but is it just me as an outsider that sees that or thinks that, or do you, as an insider, kind of get that feel that there is a genuine, overwhelming interest in flag football?
I think the last couple of years, especially in the Alabama High School Athletic Association, you hear a lot about at the high school level that it's really grown, especially in the state of Alabama. So I think it's a good time for the conference to piggyback on the interest that there is at the high school level, to give more opportunity for female student athletes to play a sport that they love at the next level.
All right, let's talk about MMI. You as the athletic director, you talk about phenomenal growth. It's happened there at MMI as well. You have athletic upgrades. You've been adding athletic programs. So tell us what's new and what's coming.
So we're up to 11 sports now. Right now, all 9 of our 11, except for cross country, are competing. So it makes for a busy January to May. We have 2 female women track athletes that qualified for indoor nationals, so they'll be leaving next week for Texas Tech, a triple jumper and a long jumper and a high jump. So we're excited about that. That is relatively our newest program. We're in our 3rd year. We've had student athletes qualify for nationals. Obviously, men's basketball is doing a great job. They're here in the semifinals. We've had some record breakers. Softball pitcher, 17 strikeouts in one game, broke our school record. Probably the proudest, we've had 20 straight semesters with a department GPA of a 3.0 or better. So that's 10 years of academic success within our department. So we're really proud of what we're doing at Marion and pushing our kids to the next level.
And really, you got a history of that kind of stuff, because I know a couple of gentlemen, Colin McGuire, who went on to be a manager for Bear Bryant at the University of Alabama. He went to MMI. And then, of course, you got Dwight Stone from Florida, where I live currently, who played there when there was football at MMI, went to Middle Tennessee State, Steelers and Panthers in the NFL. And 2 from my hometown, of Florida, Alabama. There is a gentleman who was a Congressional Medal of Honor winner, Rodney J. Evans, who is recognized. You've got like a Veterans Hall of Fame, or what exactly is that
We have
on campus?
Alabama Military Hall of Honor. It's housed on our campus. And so we have a ceremony every year, and it's to honor those Alabama natives that did an exceptional job in the military, whether Congressional Medal of Honor winners, heroism, did something, while they were in the military, and we honor them. It goes through a very detailed process where you have to apply, and there's a special committee. But yeah, we have a ceremony. We have a little building on campus that they've really done a great job of housing all of the statues, all of the plaques, have relics from different eras of the military. So yeah, it's a wonderful little area to go visit. If anybody comes to campus, it's open for visitors to
It is very intriguing, very interesting. So there is an annual ceremony. Is there an annual inductee every year?
There is.
Now more than one, or is it typically one?
It's typically two. So yeah, it's the cadet corps gets involved, and so it's a special event on our campus.
All right, talk about, and I know you don't like talking about Michelle Ivy, but I know that you had a lifetime of sports, so take us back to Michigan, where it all began.
It all began in Bay City, Michigan. That's right. Bay City All Saints High School, year-round athlete, played all the sports in high school, volleyball, basketball, softball, a little bit of soccer, tried to winter track one time, probably wasn't a track athlete. Basketball was always my love. Got a scholarship to play college basketball at Eckerd College in St. Petersburg, Florida. Spent 4 years there. It was a great opportunity. So I had a great career, had a great opportunity to get my college education paid for.
Hall of Fame career, right?
Yes, Bay County, the county that I grew up in, I was inducted into their Athletic Hall of Fame for basketball, and then at Eckerd College, inducted into their Athletic Hall of Fame for women's basketball.
Wow. Well, I know this is a little late, but congratulations.
Thank you.
That's a huge honor in both instances. How did you wind up at MMI?
I was the athletic director and women's basketball coach at Judson College, in Marion, just no longer open. It's a sad situation there, but Marion Military had a high school at the time, didn't have a girls' high school athletic program. Athletic director at the time talked me into making the transition from college to high school, which was a whole nother experience for me. I'd never coached at that level, especially starting a high school program with girls that had never played sports, didn't understand the terminology of basketball, and kind of grew the high school portion. Unfortunately, the athletic director had passed away, allowing me to step into those shoes. When we became part of the state system, the high school went away, and so now we're just a 2-year college. And slowly started we brought back men's basketball at the college level, and we started men's and women's tennis, and then we've just continued to grow since then, have great administration backing and understanding the importance of intercollegiate athletics on campus.
And didn't you at one time, where basketball was concerned, if I'm remembering correctly, would have an event like at midnight when the season began? There was an official
We did a Midnight Madness a few years. We sure did. Cooked some hot dogs and hamburgers for the cadet corps to come out, and we did a traditional Midnight Madness. We sure did, and so it was fun.
Now, are you still in that facility? It's a great. I love the atmosphere in that gymnasium.
We're still there, and we have a great turnout. We have a good turnout from our faculty and staff, and several members of the community that follow us. And probably the last 5 or 6 years, we've had a really good turnout of our cadet corps, and they make it very interesting for the opponents, and seems to have a good time. It's a good experience for the student athletes. It's a good collegiate experience.
To me, and there's so much history, not only in the school, but really in the community. I think Corvetta Scott Keene was from Marion as well.
Right.
So that area in general, just a whole lot of history.
There is a lot of history, a lot with the civil rights, and so we try to involve our student athletes into that, because a lot of them are, most of them aren't from that area. We do have a lot all across the nation, and so to bring them into that historical perspective, and we have some that do the Selma across the Edmund Pettus Bridge. They'll do the bridge crossing, and so there's a lot of unique opportunities for our student athletes outside of campus to learn from.
Well, it has been a delight to have you. We're airing this at halftime, and we were able to keep Dean away from the plug and power.
Thank
so,
goodness.
Yes, so we were able to get our conversation in. Always good talking with you, and I know we will see you the rest of the tournament.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Spectators are not allowed to enter the competition area prior to, during, or after the conclusion of the contest. Thank you. As we begin this third quarter, it's Snead State basketball.
Welcome back in as we get half number 2 underway. Snead State with a commanding lead. After a couple of quarters, it was not so commanding after 1, but it was after 2. Harris, Devine, McGrew, Hill, Mays, all on the floor to begin the second half for the Parsons. And meanwhile, for Wallace Selma, you've got Allison, you have got Robinson, you've got Hurd, as it is over to Devine. The new face on the floor is Danielle Johnson. I remember seeing her in the first half. And you've got Tamila Allen. One of these two teams 20 minutes away, roughly, from the end of the year, and for the other, a trip to the championship game. Allen working into the timeline. Fires down low, good-looking pass. And a nice finish as well. That is Hearn for 2. Hilda May for 3. Drops it in. Hey, if you thought her game was just an inside game, she's got an outside game too, and the lead goes to 20. Coming up next, we shift to the men and their semifinals. Coastal Alabama North and Reed State first. Snead State and MMI next. So roughly 4 p.m. start for the Reed State Coastal Alabama North matchup, and roughly a 6 p.m. start for the MMI Snead State game. Of course, we're getting things underway a little bit late due to the length of the opening game. There will be at least 20 minutes in between. A walk by Robinson. So depending upon the pace of the second half of this one, will we get a little further behind or will we start to make up some distance? We'll find out. Harris with a miss. Mays trying to get the putback, and she'll draw the foul.
Foul is on number 15, Johnson.
And Mays heading to the stripe.
Teams first of the quarter. Mays at the line shooting 2. She makes the first.
Seme with the first of 2. Well, this is one of those years where, yeah, on the ladies' side, you got kind of a clear-cut favorite in Chat Valley. They've won everything they've played conference-wise, but, you know, they're beatable. And I'm certainly not disparaging Chat Valley. It's just that you know, based on the way some of these other teams have played, like Coastal North in the game prior, losing by just 6, that you've got a defeatable Pirate squad. And then on the guys' side, Coastal North coming in as the 1 seed, but they've lost a couple of games, and one of those 2 to a team that didn't make it to the tournament, Bevel State. Snead State loses to a team that did not make it to the tournament, LBW. So the men's side has got an even more so feel that, hey, it's anybody's game. Reed State and MMI have already proven they can play here, and we'll see what kind of advantage there is in having already played a game on this hardwood. Harris with a miss from long range. Rebounded by Allen. Tipped by McGrew, taken away by Devine. Back to McGrew, off the glass, but the foul committed by Allen. So 2 committed the foul, and McGrew, the recipient, which would be divisible by 2, wearing a 4. And I know that's completely irrelevant, but when you call about 700 games a year, then you start looking at stuff that really doesn't matter from a sports perspective. .704 to play. Quarter number 3, and the Parsons continuing to add to the lead. 19 at halftime, 22 now. Sent down low off the glass for Johnson. Rebounded by Harris. Johnson trying to take it away in a Harris walk. Giving it back over to the Patriots. Patriots and Parsons battling here at Montevallo. Gorgeous community, by the way. I've been through here once and have not been on the Montevallo campus until this weekend. But just a gorgeous part of Alabama. Hill's got it, bringing it the other way, gives down low, and McGrew gets fouled. Johnson committing the foul, McGrew going to the line.
Team's 3rd of the quarter. McGrew at the line, shooting 2.
So McGrew shooting a couple of free throws.
She makes the first.
Goes 1 of 2.
She misses the second. Wallace State basketball.
Patriots with a basketball. Montevallo home of the Falcons. They are in the Gulf South Conference, which is the conference we do some of their championship sports. I believe we handled their productions for lacrosse, softball, baseball, indoor track and field, volleyball, and it seems like something else. Down low to May, lost it initially, got it back, and then lost it again. Allison going the other way. Fakes right, goes left, gets around Hill for two. Hill to Devine. And Devine into the paint. Swatted away. And there is a whistle and there is a foul. I'm bringing up the Google Calendar to tell you exactly what is coming up tomorrow. Of course, we got the championships here. And James Harding will be on the call for the title games at noon and 2. I believe Jason is at LBW tomorrow for Chat Valley and LBW softball. Craig Howard is calling the Bishop State Coastal North softball game, and I'm headed to Laurel, Mississippi tomorrow. Lighthouse Christian College and Southeastern Baptist College baseball. So a lot of sports tomorrow. So when you're watching, you're looking for something that, you know, you want to watch some kind of sports, you got a knack, and you're like, man, there's nothing on ESPN, ESPN2, SEC, Fox, CBS. Okay, you got a litany of channels to go through, but there's nothing. Then give us a shot. You know, that was a Johnson toss. Did not find its target. And it'll bring us to the media timeout with 4:36 to play in quarter number 3 in a commanding Snead State lead. Just about all white, Jones County. Diving catch at shortstop. Gross. Towards the gap. Diving catch in center field by Ben Aklinski. There is a shot towards deep short. Kraft's got it. Long throw over, and he got it. Yeah, he's watching the game and watching the game, watching it live, watching it on JockJive. Okay, I don't know that for a fact. Probably is not watching the game on JockJive. I'm just speculating. It's probably erroneous speculation. I do know he's watching the basketball game live, though. Can't help but. Over to McGrew. Coming out of the corner, Harris brings it into the paint. Emma Garcia into the game, shooting the three. Dipped it in and out. Mays will go over to Hill. Make that Garcia. Hill out of the game currently. McGrew to Morgan. She'll wind up on the hardwood, able to get rid of it to May. Fires a bullet down low. Morgan with a miss, put back not there. Able to get the steal was Jemiah Hill. And finally, the official's whistle stops play. With 3:46 to go in the third. Opening ladies semifinal game, a Chat Valley win by 6. Winner of this one taking on the Pirates tomorrow at noon. Garcia to put it in play from right in front of the Snead State bench. And going backcourt was Morgan. So I don't know if the Pirates are here watching. I am looking around the arena. And of course, I am on the home side. Difficult to see on this side, but if not, they're resting up for a noontime matchup tomorrow.
State basketball from the baseline.
Tipped out of bounds by the Patriots. Parsons will have it. Garcia putting it in play to Mays. Mays coming up a little bit short and rebounded by Allen. Robinson on the other end of the floor. Mays with the pour. That is Morgan taking it to the Parson end of the floor. Knocked down, and Robin says, I'll take that. And Morgan says, well, not easily you won't.
Substitution number 11. Hill with the ball game for Snead State.
And you got a jump ball with the possession arrow pointing towards the Patriots. Gorgeous facility here at Montevallo. The natural light, which is piped in through about 10 different windows, kind of gives you all kinds of looks over the course of a game. Sometimes a little dark, sometimes way too bright, sometimes right on. Mays for three, already hit one of those. Able to track down the rebound on the right side. Over to Devine, out front Garcia. Hill in the other corner. Garcia will shoot from the stripe, too strong. Robinson with the rebound. Allen backs it up, fires over, make that Allison. Three ball from Allen, not there. Devine's got it, goes over to Garcia. Back into the corner, and then Devine for three. Tipped away by Hill, and then Devine will take it the other way. And again, you got the two different Hills on the floor, Caitlin and Jemiah. That is Caitlin with a miss on the three. Garcia able to get it back. This is Jemiah Hill trying to get it into the paint to Mays. And then you've got a jump ball, and it stays on this end of the floor.
Substitution number 21, Lassiter. Number 30, Harris, back in for Snead. Smith and Hurd back in for Wallace.
.120 to go in the third. Hill to Garcia, and Garcia for three.
Garcia.
Certainly the Patriots capable of a big fourth stanza, but it's going to take a major one to overcome a 25-point deficit. Loose ball, jump ball, and Wallace State will still maintain possession. Morgan back into the game. Hill coming out for the Parsons as we get inside a minute to play in the third. Fed into the corner, back it goes to Allison. Shot to Hurd. And let's see who this foul is on. It's going to be charged to Jemiah Hill. That'll be 3 fouls on Hill. Devine back into the game. Harris coming out. Allison to put it in play. Tipped by Hill, but into the hands of Griffin, and Griffin able to drop it in for two. Off the rim with the Hill 3 try. Allison shooting it down low to Griffin. Griffin off the glass. And the Parsons will play for the last shot in the third. Garcia into the corner. Devine to Hill. That's Garcia with it. And Devine for three. She will hit it. And the Parsons take an impressive, commanding, and maybe unovercomable lead into the fourth.
We get ready to begin the fourth quarter. It's Snead State's basketball.
We head into the fourth, a 24-point lead for the Parsons. Awaiting are the Pirates for a noontime matchup in the championship tomorrow. Pirates winners by 6 over Coastal North. That will head out of bounds.
Snead's basketball.
Got tipped out of bounds by Allison. It will stay in Parson hands. And Garcia to put it in play from in front of the Parson bench. Given to Morgan. Works it around the horn. Give goes to Hill. Hill will bank it off the glass. Lead goes to 26. Taking it down low, swatted away. Allen trying to drop it in, but it is popped away by Hill. Hill with a loose ball gives to Devine. Into the corner to Garcia. Garcia with a miss on the three. Allison taking down the rebound. And a little too strong with the toss to Johnson. So it will be Parson basketball, 9 minutes to go. Give goes to Devine. You anticipate a relatively quick fourth stanza. Based on the margin of the current lead at 26, Devine. Handing it over to Hill. Hill with a miss. And it'll go out of bounds off Devine.
Wallace basketball.
And Devine ran out of her shoes.
Substitution, McGrew, Harris, and Hill. In the ball game now for Snead.
So the Patriots will have possession, bring it in from the baseline. On the opposite end of the floor. In a 26-point game with 8.5 to go. Johnson at the elbow to the opposite side of the paint to Allison, and Allison, the freshman from Selma. Hill to Harris. Backs it up beyond the arc, then bringing it down low. Puts up the right-hander in front of Allison. And it's back to a 26-point lead, and now 2 minutes taken away in the fourth. And the time to pull off a miraculous comeback is dwindling on the Patriots. Hill getting into Divine. Fed down low, Hill over to Divine. Divine with a miss, out of bounds. Last got a Patriot, so the Parsons will have possession. And it'll be brought in from the baseline by McGrew. McGrew coming into the ball game as the number 4 shooter, field goal wise, in the conference. There's an easy 2. Harris after the feed by McGrew. And of course, Harris not only the top scorer on this Snead State squad, but number 4 in the conference, averaging better than 13. Timeout on the floor, 7:20 to play. And the Parsons by 28.
As play resumes, is Wallace State basketball.
.28 Snead State lead with 7:20 to go. As it is put in play to Robinson. Allison working her way into the paint, turns around, shoots over to Vine, and will knock down the 2. Given to Harris. Harris able to sneak by Johnson, but couldn't get the shot to fall. And it'll be Allen with the basketball. To the opposite side of the floor, the drive by Allison, no good, rebounded by Divine. Given to Harris. Lob down low, that is Mays with a miss. Given over to Allen. Off on the Allen 3. Mays will grab it. Trying to throw it back onto the floor. Threw it up against Hearn. But Hearn with a miss and Hill with it. Goes to Divine. And then back out front to Hill again. Parsons trying to work that clock. Taking their shots with the shot clock into single digits. And an Allison foul. Actually, that is going to be Hearn charged with the foul. Non-shooting foul, and Musso checking into the ball game for the Parsons.
Snead's basketball from the baseline.
Give it over to Mays. Mays Sending it to Harris, off Mays again, and this time into the hands of the Patriots, down the floor. Robinson with it, outside of the paint, gives down low. And Griffin off the glass. Into the corner to Mays, back to Devine. Heel to Musso, shoots the three, blocked. Suttle able to get a piece of it. Robinson on the other end of the floor throws it away, but Griffin able to come up with a loose ball. And the three from Allen. Patriots needing a whole lot more of those. Down by 21. Need 7 more in the span of 4.5 minutes without the Parsons scoring 1. And they do score more than 1. Mays, the bucket, drew the foul. And that has got us to the last of the game's media timeouts. 4:31 to play.
Media timeout.
Parsons appear to be on their way to the championship tomorrow. Well, we got fans of all ages. He's so young he doesn't know he's a fan yet. Got a feeling he will be, though. 4:31 to go. There are the bleachers, some Coastal Alabama North cheerleaders gathering for the upcoming matchup between Reed State and the Coyotes.
As play resumes, Mays will be at the line attempting to complete the three-point play.
.3 lead, 4:20. Make that 4:31 left to play. Mays short on the and one. Allison giving it to Robinson. Down low the give. Back out front to Allison with Musso defending. Scoop wouldn't rock for Suttles.
Timeout. Snead State.
And you got a timeout. And it is called by Snead State. With 4:11 left to play. Well, apparently the timeout was for the sole purpose of a substitution. We didn't take much time to discuss strategy, so we keep it here with 4:09 to go. Given to Garcia. Down low it goes to Hill. Opposite corner, Musso with it. That is Hill for three, and she will hit the three. Into the corner to Musso. Musso. Eventually the opposite corner. Hill rattling the three in and out, but able to come down with the rebound are the Parsons. And again, that corner three, this time from Skylar Lassiter. Given to Allison. Taken away and laid up and in by Morgan. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't forget trying to get to 6,000 by the end of today. And the end of today is the end of the month, and the end of today and the month is only about 8 hours away. And we need about 40 some odd subscribers. So before midnight, sign up. We'll thank you. And we'll take what could be our last break of the game.
Wallace State basketball.
Allison to put it in play from the sidelines. Gets it to Shelby McAllister, who is into the ball game for the first time in the second half. She had some first half minutes, but in now. Griffin to Allen. Allen backing beyond the arc. Feeding it down low. Turned around by Sunnell. Rebounded by Hill and given over to Morgan. As we've got 2 minutes left to play. Season about to wrap up for Wallace Selma. Good year. Finished as the 3 seed. 7-5 in the conference. That overall mark coming in, 10-15. And will fall to 10-16 on the year. Snead staying a 20-win year. Going to 21-6 after this one. And will win their 9th in a row. So the Parsons will be riding a 9-game win streak going into the title matchup. The Pirates will be winners of 4 straight. And the Parsons will pick up their first win on a neutral floor.
He misses the second.
Allen for 3. Off the rim. Back over it goes to Garcia. And there will be a jump ball.
Jump ball. Possession error belongs to Wallace.
And the possession error will send it to the Wallace Selma end of the McChesney Student Center. McAllister misfiring on the 3. Hill taking it to this end of the floor. The Parsons will be content with running about 20 in the 22 off the shot clock. Musso to Garcia. That is Lassiter trying to feed into the paint to Hill. Instead, it is Musso who comes up with a loose ball to Garcia. And you got a walk by Morgan.
Wallace basketball.
Well, we're just about midway through the day. 2 ladies semifinals and 2 men's semifinals. And the end of this one marks the midpoint of the day. McAllister with a drive. Right side, banks it off the glass. Rebounded by Musso. And your shot clock is off. And we're looking at a game clock that's ticking down to a Snead State win. 80-49 your final score. And it is the Parsons that will capture the other spot in the semifinal, taking on the Pirates tomorrow at noon. So the ladies are done. And now it is the men who will take to the hardwood next. We'll have the next semifinal, Coastal Alabama North and Reed State, in 20 minutes. Until then, for all the folks with the ACCC and JockJive, I'm Robert Williamson.